We are now live and in the red, which means my... You know, I'm going to stop the recording. No, I should start the recording. There. I'll do whatever. Hello, everyone. My name is Art, and today on this Turo's Tutorials, we are covering Blender. Now, for those who don't know, Blender is a 3D modeling software program. Essentially, you take a vertice or dot in 3D space, XYZ space, and you attach it to another one to make a line. Then you attach another one somewhere else to make a triangle between the three. And then you draw a face on it to make pretty much anything. A million faces or a million triangles makes a human body, or in this case, 2 triangles makes a square. And then 6 squares equals a cube, as you can see here. Oh, before we begin, I have to do one thing really quick, so let me take care of that really quick. Just gonna fix the preferences here so you guys can see my key commands. Okay. Helicopter mode. Device slows. Lock Luke Horizon. Turbo trackball. Continuous grab release. Release confirms. And pad. System. Viewport. Right now I'm just looking through where things are. File paths, no. Navigation. Where's the interface, maybe? Navigation controls, text menus. Okay, hold up one second, folks. I'm going to just look very quickly onto Blender, or no, Google, to see where the command list for this thing is. Okay. There you go. Okay. It seems like we're live now. It's on my Discord. Hope you all can, make it there sometime. I'll leave a link in the description as well. Okay, so 3D view. Control Alt U user. Okay. Control Alt U. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, okay, so it's in add-ons. Well, that's why. Okay. Blender user preferences. Where are those? There's the regular preferences, but where are the user preferences? There we are, user preferences. Go to... Oh, that's screencasting. I don't need that. Is that it? I remember from earlier versions of Blender that so you're supposed to just simply flip a little bar thing, or no, flip a bowl, a square, and it immediately puts it on. But I'm not sure what's different. This is Blender 2.9, by the way. That's a little different. Let me see, where is it? I'll be right back, folks. Okay, sorry for the long wait. Whew, that was a bit of a pain to hassle to do it. I'm just going to show you really quick how to get this thing right here working. Because now you guys can see all the button commands I can do. There we go. That's good. Let me pull up a Windows document. Or I mean First, we need to get this thing. The nutty Scream keys, or Screamcast keys thing. I didn't have to download all of this. All I had to download was, right here. This one right here. It's literally just a Python file. We then go to put it in somewhere in the computer. We go to our preferences, add-ons. Then we look at install, and then we just pick the thing. I already have it installed, but it's right here. But for those who don't know what I'm pressing or things like that, you can just see it from the screen now. So once it's installed, just click this little check mark there, and you have it. Now to navigate in Blender, it's really simple. You use I use the mouse. I use mouse wheel. Up and down allows you to zoom in and out. Clicking it will either do this, panning it, or holding shift will let you rotate it. I don't know why it doesn't show the shift button. You can also set it to where it would rotate if you press the mouse button, or you don't press it and it'll do this. But I have it set the other way to make it easier for me. I can easily grab and drag it and move it around and stuff. Zoom in and zoom out, and then I need to turn it. I just use this. So it's just a way of setting up to where you feel comfortable. So that's good. Next, we want to talk about the viewpoints. You have a front, side, and top view in this thing. Right now I'm looking through it through an extra camera in what's called orbit view. Or no, is it axis snap? No. Yeah, orbit view. No, perspective view. Okay. Yeah, right here. Then if I go this, it goes to top orthographic, front orthographic, and right orthographic. As you can see, it is 7, 1, 3. You can also press the control button, and 7 will flip it on the other side so you can see under it. 1 being here, and then 3 being the other side. And whenever you want to turn it, you just have to press the shift button and move the mouse. Now what we're working with is, for today's episode, we're going to be designing a bunch of furniture and things. Stuff to use in a video game later or something. As you can tell, I'm already working on a table and a desk. You can see this person here is our stand-in for pretty much getting the sizes right. If you want to boil things down, she is about around 5 or 6 feet, around that minimum point. Sorry if I don't know centimeters for anyone watching in other countries. I just don't know them. But anyway, this right here is our base size comparison. We look into 7. She is approximately 4 chunks, 4 10 by 10 chunks big, and she is about standing at the 30 of these things. What? 10, 20, 30. There we go. Squares. Cubes, I guess you could say. The digits help us reference the size of the furniture compared to her. If we don't want a bed to be like 4 times her size. And that just helps us, build the furniture a little better. We're not going to also be using this model that much either, because, for one, this model is about nearly, what is it? Look at how many tries it is. Or quads and tries. There's just too many. Ugh, it's just too many to work with. Way too many. Whoever designed this model is a genius. I got this model at Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. It was a. It's an actual artist on. I think it was Scapeway or Shapeway. There's a guy on Shapeway who makes a bunch of these things for free, and you can just 3D print them. I have the models, and I had a 3D printer, but it broke down a year ago, so I stopped using it. But since I can use the models, since they're scaled to the human proportions, I can just throw one in here as a reference point for each of the other models. And now, with all that just talked about, we can talk about what exactly these little pictures here are. I don't think I've shown these off as of yet. Oh, whoops. Didn't want to do that. That's bad. There you go. This right here is a set of assets I designed with GIMP, Paint.net, and just regular Paint, the Microsoft Paint. And what I did was I built them and then edited them and then just finalized them. These are for making maps in Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, if I can open up this thing, I can show you really quick. A pawn shop with a living quarters for whoever works there. It's a pretty much a normal, like, it doesn't have any grids here, but each of these things are, this is like 5 feet, 10, 20, 30, 40, or no, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, I wish I had the grid one. Ah, here, okay, this is better. This is a library. So it's about 25, 50. This one's 50 feet by 100 feet wide. It's normal size of a library. Or at least this kind of library. It's medieval ages. Anyway, this library is made using only stock assets and some of the props I designed on that other page. As you can tell, it pretty much looks like a normal desk office or a normal office or something. And it's perfect for use in Dungeons and Dragons. The figures are at least 1 inch and can be placed in 1 square. And 1 square denotes 5 feet. So you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on to move the character around like a board game. You can have them sit at a desk, look up a book, go to the bathroom, talk to the stand, or the people standing at the concession stand. And one of them has like a big desk in the back. There's a bookshelf here for the kids section of books, door, and you can have windows here. I just didn't put them. Anyway, that's how I designed this using these parts. I also covered, I also have more things. I have more like things to talk about and stuff, but we'll talk about that stuff later. As of now, we're just talking about these things. If you guys need to, I will put them on my website for you guys to download them if you want them. I hope they come to use for you if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'll even throw in this 10 by 10 grid to make things easier. It works really well to plan things out on pen and paper to show everybody where you are and things. Anyway, let's get started then. Okay, Alt. Okay, so to show everything, I just hid everything. To show it, you just press the Alt button and H. There we go. There, yeah, see? Alt H. And I press the Shift button to move around. Now, you see that these things are not aligned properly to the grid. That's because this is a picture. You can drag in a picture from anywhere and then just plop it in. It's a matter of just simply fitting it inside the world of Blender. I have this one preset, so I won't show you exactly how I did that, but actually, no, I could show you. I take my file here, let me see, one of these, and drop it in. It just drops right in. Depending on your viewpoint, it'll draw it at an angle. So like if I do this and drop it in now, it'll draw that way, and if we look at another angle, it'll be a little different. It's kind of crazy. So remember, in order to set things to look at the grid, just press 7, 1, or 3. Those are the key ones you want to do. You can also press 5 to turn it to top perspective. Orthographic is where everything is just straight toward the camera, with orthographic being like you have, or perspective being like you have like a top view of it. If an object's here and you are here, this looks like it's warping away from you, or the top of it's warping away from you, like you literally it is in real life as a perspective. Anyway, let's get started. I think I have a bunch of these base objects for things. Now, another thing I do too is I also anchor everything to a grid. I do absolute grid, grid snaps, move, rotate, and scale for it. And whenever I press the G button, I can move it across a grid, and it'll just drop to the nearest grid section. But now it doesn't drop immediately to where I want it to go. So to undo that, you press this, 7 and G, and now I can grab it to a different set of grid. But I still don't want it to do that either. What if I want to go more precise? I zoom in, and now I can get more finer with my grid movement. That's pretty much how that's done. This cube here is a 5-foot grid. It's going to be our base for pretty much all the things here. So you know what? Let's work on this coffin. I've been looking at it and eyeing it, and I wanted to make a coffin. So, Z, wireframe. Oh, yeah, to press the Z button and hold it down, you can select the view modes. We have wireframe, where you don't see any of the faces. Solid, where you see a gray face. Materials view, where you see whatever picture's drawn on them as a texture. And then rendered is the how it looks in a video game. We don't have anything rendered onto these objects, so we won't use it. We're just going to use wireframe for it now. Okay, so we have the crate here, crate L. Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to move it right here. And then to open an object, you have to put it into a different mode. We have object mode, edit mode, sculpt mode, vertex paint, weight paint, and texture paint. Now, we're not going to talk about those other 3 right now, or sculpt mode for that matter, because I don't really use a lot of vertex or weight painting unless I'm animating. I don't use texture paint. I just simply grab the face and map a texture to it. And I don't use... Well, actually, yeah, sculpt mode I haven't yet used, so I'm still new to it. But anyway, like I said before, we need to put this into edit mode. So to do that, we just press the tab button. As you can see, we can now select each of the things here. Now, what we're selecting are lines. It may be really hard for you guys to see. It looks okay to me, but essentially we're grabbing the side. Whoops. There we are. Every object in a game is a square of some kind. Or at least in this Blender program is a square, a cube of some kind. To grab certain things, attributes about it, you have to grab either a line, a dot, or a face. Now, a face is right here. That's a face. A line is that. A vertice is right here. If we press back into the grid, we can also press G to move that little thing anywhere we want. If we do the same for this, we can grab a certain part of it and just move it. And if we do the faces, we can see a little dot right here. I don't know if you guys can see it really well, but it's right there. And we can just move that anywhere we want. So that's pretty much how we control things. We can also grab and move things on an axis. But what are axes? See this green line right here? This green line is the y-axis. It pretty much is like, in a three-dimensional world, you have three different viewpoints: X, Y, and Z. You map everything out on X, map everything out on Y, and then map everything out on Z. And this right here is the grid, the center point for the Y-axis. The red is the center point for the X-axis, as described here. And Z is the blue one, but I don't see the blue one right now. It'll show up if we... there you go, see? That's the blue one. It should be drawn here. I don't know why it's not shown. That's weird, but it's okay. We don't need it at the moment. All we need to know is that each one controls a certain aspect of a position of a point. And if we select one or two of it or whatever, we can move that point in 3D space. We can also look at this thing right here to determine which, or how our camera's perspective is located compared to the axis, the center point of the axis. Anyway, let's get started. Oh, another thing you can do too is if you press G, we can grab it like this, right? But if we also press like Y, we can lock it to a certain axis. Press X, we lock it to this axis. Press Z, we lock it to up and down. Of course, we can't see it because we're looking at it from a 2D perspective, but if we go 3D, press G and Z, it works. We can also press 1 and manipulate things in a G and Z axis as well. As you can see, the blue line has appeared, and the red line is shown too. That's from number pad 1. Number pad 2 shows the green line and the blue line, and number pad 3 shows the red and green lines. X and Y, X and Z, and Y and Z. It's pretty basic stuff in 3D modeling. Okay. I hope I'm not going too fast for anybody. Okay, just 1 second. Ow, whoops. That looks better. That looks a lot better. Anyway, let's get to it. Right now, we need to make this cube at pretty much the same shape of our coffin. We can do that by grabbing the faces right here. Or actually, just grab everything. To grab everything, you press the A button. It grabs all faces. If we press A here, it'll grab all lines, and if we press here, it'll grab all the vertices, or dots. And then we press G, and we can move it all. We can also lock it to the grid with Z, Y, and X. So right now, we just want to move this to where the bottom of the cube is here, and the top of the cube is there. So G here, move it center, grab this face, press G, and we're moving it up. Right there looks about good. G this way. We're good. It is now about approximate size of that. We don't want that though. We want to do something really cool called splitting. To do that, we press Control R, and then we move to a side line on the side. It'll show this yellow marker that just appears out of nowhere. We can then grab it and move it up to right here, and now we just divided our object. These objects are called brushes, so you know. I don't know why they're called brushes, but in 3D space they're called brushes. I was told that's the thing, but I really don't know. We're going to also drag the top of the surface of the coffin. Drag that down. And let's put it about like this. Yeah. That looks good. Now, you can probably guess what we're going to do here. We need to make the top and the bottom match with the coffin shape. So that's an easy thing to do. We just grab this line. Oh, go into line mode first, and then grab the line. Press 7. And then simply press G. Here we go. We're going to grab G again. Looks good. And then we're going to go here. And there, looks good. And one more time. And that looks pretty wonderful. We also have a little bit of a boo-boo. As you can tell, the lines aren't aligned. And that's because the top face is not aligned to the same position as the bottom face. To fix that, we can just zero it out, but I'd rather just simply take the top face and then manually align it to where we need it. But as you can see, it doesn't really fit within the things of that. So what we can do too is press the... No, that's the... Okay, that's the tool button. Where's the... Okay, yeah, it is this. Okay, we can press the N button, and right here is the transform properties. This determines where everything is in 3D space, and we press this. We can control its X, its Y, and its 0, or its Z. And as you can see, it moves it. We can also move it accordingly ourselves. And now we're going to move this one here and this one here to the same positions. And now it is perfectly aligned to the other one. We're going to also grab it and move it. Approximately right there. 15, 1, and that. I say that looks good. It's hard to get this camera focused on me. Okay. That looks pretty good. It is still a little wide this way, but we can fix that. There's another button called the scale tool. We can press the S key and we can scale it, shrink its size based on its position. You get this weird black line with 2 arrows going like that and that. And we can spin it around, do whatever, and if we go inward, it shrinks, outward, it grows. Looks like we need to shrink it this way. So we can do the same thing with movement. We can shrink it on the Y, shrink it on the X, and shrink it on the Z, but we want to use the X for right now. That looks good. I'm going to press G. That looks good too. All right. You see this orange point right here? Yeah, you probably could see it on your guys' side. But this orange point is the origin point of our object. Whenever we create an object in 3D space, we're going to have to put it somewhere. Like, you can't just have a single vertice just floating out in space. It has to be grouped in some way to make it easier for another person to read, or for, in this case, the computer to read. So we separate it with this. This will be the actual edited tab for the object. And we press the tab button, we can go into object mode, and instead of grabbing all the vertices here, we can grab just this one. And we can move that instead, and it moves everything for us. And since this thing is where the grid matters, this orange dot is where everything matters, we don't have to worry about aligning all 6 of our points for this object. Makes it easier for us to work with. So, now that that's done, we can look at our object. Ooh, whoa. Oh, I forgot. I zeroed it out on the z-axis. Yeah, let's get back in there. Nope. Okay, so we're going to increase the z like that. Oh, dang it. Okay. No, that's the underface. We want the over. There you go. I want the overface. And we want the overface on that. Okay, good. We got the overface. We go up just one digit. And there we go. Actually, no, let's go a little bit less than 1. Let's go about half of 1, so 1.5. Yeah, no, actually, let's go 1.7. That's better. Okay. If we press Z and go into solid mode, we now have a proper coffin. Looks awesome. Now, to make it pop and to make it lively, we can do another step, but in this tutorial, I'm not going to do that as of now. I'll do that later, but it's called texturing. And what it is that instead of drawing a bunch of triangles on this surface, we can draw a picture that's shown on the face of this. It involves a thing called UV mapping and texturing, and this little feature right here, UV editing. Oh, and also to select the lines that we want to cut and shape things. We'll do that all later, but for this tutorial, we're just going to shape all our objects to look like they're base objects. As you can see, I got a bed there. I have a sink here, a double sink here, a crate here, a big crate here, table, desk, coffin. So next object I think we should tackle is a rounded object, actually. That'd be cool to work on. So to add objects, we go up to here, and we have this add button. Click it, and we can go to mesh, and let's go to circle. Now, as soon as we do that, we get this big circle, this orange circle. We can also do this and determine its size. Oh, whoops. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is it doing now? There we go. 7. 5. Okay. Z. Solid. For some reason, it won't let me grab this circle. Huh. Where is that circle? Oh, we should also name it. This right here is the collection. Each object can be put in together with another object and then create a thing called a collection or a hierarchy. And a bunch of hierarchies are a collection, so there's that. Pretty basic and simple. We can name this. There you go. There we are. Delete that. Remember to always zoom out of edit mode. Because if we build something in edit mode, it's not going to show up in the collection scene. Or the scene collections. So, remember that. But anyway, let's draw a... Well, let's just do a cylinder. Now we have all these settings here. And it won't even let me edit. Okay, let me edit. Object mode. Cylinder. Why did it put it in there? I'm going to add a new collection. out of the... Yeah, this thing's a pain in the butt. I mean, you can't... It just messes up on me so bad. Okay. Add mesh cube. And it won't even let me edit the cube. Why is that? Okay, there we go. Now we go in the collection, we go to add cylinder. There we go. Okay. So now that we have that thing in our grasp, we can change the size of it. What the? Where'd it go? Okay, I am not selecting anything. N. Okay. I'm still in edit mode. And I don't know why. Okay. To grab everything, you press the A button. Oh, there we go. It's... No, stop grabbing things. Stop selecting. New collection. Add mesh cylinder. There we go. But now why can't I edit the shape? Location, rotation, scale, Euler. What we want to do is control the vertices, but I don't see any of that here. Tweak? No. Select box. Original location, parents, workspace? No. Transform? No. Options? Okay. For some reason, it won't let me change the shape. What a pity. You know, actually, let me see if I can do this right. Oh, I know what it is. Now we can edit it. Press A, delete the vertices, and it's at our center point, our cursor center point. Now if we add another cylinder, we can change the shape. Okay, that's what it is. We're going to make this thing about, yeah, 8. Well, let's make it an octagon. And the radius, let's make it about 0.5. And the depth about 0.1. Yeah, pretty decent. There we go. So now if we go to tab, we can see it. Let's make it transparent. There we go. Move that here to the center of this, table, and scale. Actually, you know what? We can make it a little better. Yeah, we can make this a little better. Delete it right now, and then add cylinder, mesh cylinder, and let's make it a what is it? Not pentagon. Dopentagon? No. I think it was like decagon or something. I think that looks good. About 14 faces. We can work with that. Actually, no, let's go 12. That looks a little better. Okay, we're going to press G, A, G, and G one more time. I'm going to scale everything down. That looks good, but we want it a little closer. Perfect. Okay. Now we want to raise it up because it is a little like table. So the 5 foot mark is around like here. Let me take a measure really quick. I thought I had a tape measure. Ooh. Ah. Got one. Now if we look, I'm kind of a big guy, but average your leg should be around 2 feet from foot to knee. And if you double that, that makes about 4 feet. Add an extra foot to that is 5 feet. So, being that this woman here, this is her knees, this is her feet, or no, these are her knees, these are her feet, and that's her hips. When she sits, this area bends and lowers to about like right here. So we want to be right above that in this area, or like this area. Right above the knees, but a little higher in some cases. So, can G, move it on the Z, and right there would be good. Actually, no, we can scale it on the Z too. And there you go. So now, as you can see, we have a table, a starter table, really. I'm going to move that back over here really quick. Now, how do we make the legs of the table? What we can do is we have 2 ways to approach this. One, we can just add another set of triangles onto the thing and do it that way, but I have a better idea. This is supposed to be a single stool or a single leg table. So what we can do is we can grab this bottom face, press Control 7, and now we can press E. It's called Extruding. It draws a face out. We then right click to undo all the actions we've done with that. And I'll show you what we did. It drew a extra face. There you go. There, I'll show you what it did. Right now we can just grab that and it does that. But if we press Control E, or no, if we press E, it'll draw an extra face on top of the face we had previously. And then move it down accordingly. So what we want to do is just reset the thing to where that is. Go in here and scale it. Actually, let's scale it on the X and Y. And now we have these side edges. Now let's make the table like that. So now we have these things on the top face, and this is our center we can pull from. We're going to go into 1, and now we extrude that face downward. Like that. Press it one more time to the ground, and we want to scale it again. So we go like this. And now we have, there we go, a nice single stool table. Pretty impressive, right? Now there is something wrong with this thing though. As you can tell, this top surface doesn't have any edges on it. It looks just like a solid, table. We can fix that. Now what we can do is we can grab this table, right click, and go triangulate faces. It'll take a random point in somewhere and then just simply draw a set of triangles fit to that surface. We can also do the bottom of this one too. Now the reason why they're different is because they have different parameters. This one here chose 3 of them. This one here just chose the single point and then split it. Either, really, it doesn't really matter as long as the end result is that the triangles are drawn and the thing is not a square. Squares have a problem of being able to be bent in half. When that happens, that's called an n-gon. We don't want n-gons. We want to avoid those. So it looks like we're good. These could be problematic, but we can also fix this by just simply clicking these and doing that triangulate. It now takes 3 points and makes a triangle out of it, out of any random position. We can actually do that to the whole object, so I'm going to do everything. And now we can just simply grab the whole thing, triangulate faces, and as you can see, it triangulated all of the square faces. Oh, except this one. Oh, it can't see through the object. So we can fix that by just selecting all of it. And then we do the triangular faces, or Control T, as you can see here. So if I press Control T, triangulates it automatically. We can also set the different settings here, like fixed. That's the quad method, or the polygon method is, that. Clip. I'm just keeping that one at beauty, and I'm keeping this one at fixed. That way they're all at fixed angles with each other. As you can see, it looks like a spiral. That one looks good. That one looks good. And that looks pretty decent. We now have a proper, table. Although I don't think this is the kind of table we want. So I'm going to actually undo all the previous actions I did to make that leg. There we go. Instead, I'm also going to do another thing. We're going to go Control Z. You know what? I'm going to hide. Oh, I can't see there. Okay. We can go up here to the collection really quick and hide this empty. And what we're going to do is simply press the X button. X is where you delete everything. We can select delete the vertices, delete the edges, and delete the faces. Or we can delete only the edges and faces, or only the faces. We would just want to delete the face. And now we're left with a face with sides on it. Basically, we cut a top of a can, or the bottom of a can. Now we go to this thing, and we need to make this square so that we can put table legs. So let's go here. Let's grab the dot tool, and now we can grab vertices. Right now I'm just going to, it seems to be we're grabbing the top, so we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is first I got to see everything. So go to wireframe. Then I'm going to select the top face, and then I'm going to press the H button, which is the hide button. If you can see over here, it doesn't show it, but there's an eyeball right here. It makes it hidden from our selection. So now we just have the ring. So now we can go here, and now we can see what we're grabbing. It'll still select what's hidden, but it won't make it permanent. To undo the hiding, we just press Alt-H. I'll show you that in a minute. But let's first grab this one. And it looks like there's a square right here and a square right here. So, there. Yeah, it looks good. And then square right here. And then we press the F button to make a face. Oh, whoops, I grabbed the wrong one. You know what? It doesn't seem to be working. It keeps selecting the top face of that. So I'm just going to go head. Okay. Okay, what is it doing? There we go. Yeah, it still can. Yeah, it still has only one face. So let's go ahead and select this one and this one. I'm going to go ahead and move it. To deselect something, you hold down the shift key and then just click it. Then you press F to combine them and make a line between them. And so the parallel for those would be right here and here. Okay, there's not another face there. There is another face there. Oh my goodness. It seems I didn't clear all the faces. Looks like we have an extra set of triangles. Yeah. Vertice. When this happens, a good technique to learn is to go to, where is it? Not snap vertices or mirror vertices, but up here where it says mesh and symmetrize. No, actually, I think it was, yeah, I think it was vertex. Vertex groups. No. Rep vertices, connect, vertice path. Where is it? Shading, weights, elements. Cleanup. Okay, yeah, here it is. We can not delete, but merge by distance. If it detects that there's two vertices in the same point, it'll merge them together, and thus it'll remove 12 vertices. So now we can select each of those. That's perfect. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and press the Alt, grab all the faces here, and hide it. Pressing the Alt also grabs the other's neighboring selection, so we can remember that for later. Let's grab this dot, face it, this one, face it, this. Actually, I have a better idea. Yeah, go here, face it, here, and face it. And so we have a bit of a table leg there, and there, but it's triangular and it doesn't look right. So we can do something like this. Grab that. And now if we press that, oh whoops, Control Z. Okay, so we can actually do that too. We're going to do this, face, face. Actually, no, we can do that for all of them. I'm going to go ahead and delete this line right here. And that would be edge, there. Grab this thing. Grab this thing. Actually, you know what? We can turn this into a face. We don't need to worry about this thing. There we go. They turn triangles into faces. Or we turn triangles to lines and then lines to faces. So now we have that. Now we can actually grab a line right here and press E. And there we go. It looks pretty good. Actually, we can do even something better. Control Z. Grab, oh, whoops. You never want to press Control and move another thing. Control does not work the same way as it does in this program. To grab another one, you have to press Shift. That's how you do it. Then we press E. We can now grab a bit of the legs. We press S to scale it to the center. Okay, and then we want to make that, actually, you know what? Scale it to be about like right. No, I'm doing this wrong. Let's just do one at a time, just to be sure of our method. E. Yeah, right there is a good point. Okay, we do one more E. And now form the base of our table leg right there, that face. So we can grab it and we can scale it. And then once that's done, we can then move it. Right there looks to be a good point to put it. So now we still need to make it look more like a triangle here. So we can grab the vertice here, here, and here. Make that a face. Here, here, and here. Make that a face. And you'd actually delete this face. No, actually, you know what? We're going to do something really cool. Edge. 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 Okay. So now, face. Face. And then what we want to do is Control A, and then we want to make it symmetrical. So that'd be right here. Clean up? No. Okay, X to X, Y to Y. So yeah, let's do that one. Okay, you know what? That didn't do it. Okay. So let's just go back into this manually. Right here. Right there. And then E. Just E, E, E. And then E. E. There's always going to be a pattern in meshes. That's the cool thing about these. Okay, now we did that. I'm going to scale to where like that. That's, yeah, that's decent. Okay. Because we have this button pressed, it locks it to a special grid for every scale, rotation, or movement. So we're pretty much safe to do whatever we want with it. Move it, scale it, and, you know, whatever. So now we want to put it like this. And this would be here. Just remember to follow the grid lines. The grid lines never lie. And there we go. And so now we can triangulate this face. F. F. And now we can grab this face. F. And so we have that connected. F. Okay. Oh, whoops. There we go. And then I don't know if you guys can tell, but when we make a face, it appears lighter. Oh yeah, you guys can tell. I have your, this screen is my Blender activity window. That one's my stream window. I can tell that this is lighter than this area. The reason for that is because we're drawing a face. When you draw a face, it literally combines three vertices into, you know, a physical space or physical object. So it renders it lighter because we can't see through it 100%. That's the beauty of this wireframe setting. If we turn to solid, it looks like that. And it looks... oh my goodness, what the heck? We'll fix that in just a bit, but for right now, that looks wrong. Oh my goodness. Why did it move it on the Z? I didn't even want it moving on the Z. Ugh. F. 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 And now F. So to make this easier, we need to make a triangle of some sort. I think we can take two sides really quick. No, that wouldn't work. No, I didn't want to remove that one. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. And then we do this. And then we do this. And then we just repeat. It's all a matter of just simply making things symmetrical. There's a pattern in everything. So now, as you can tell, the Z positions of all these shapes doesn't seem right. We can fix that. We just have to grab all our selection. We press that N button again, and we can go look into the transform, and there it is. We want to make that 0. So now, okay, why isn't it? Okay, I guess we have to go for every individual point. Oh. God, it's a pain. Actually, we can do something even better. We can select one, press G and 0, Z, and it sets it to that. So now GZ 0, GZ 0, GZ 0. No, GZ 0. There we go. So it looks like we have to press enter as well. So G, Z, 0, enter. You know what, why can't I just do that the whole thing? G, Z, 0, enter. I seriously don't know why it's doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. I swear, programs just embarrass me. They just like embarrassing me for some reason. You know what? Maybe I can reset transform. No, it can just... Nah, it doesn't let me reset the transform. That's a bummer. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, that's one. This is just a time-consuming process. It's kind of worth it if you're an artist, but if you're a programmer and you're struck for time, it's kind of annoying. And it doesn't even want to put that one at 0. Fine, you want to be a pain? God. There you go. I'd play music, but then I'm afraid, you know, I'll get kicked off Twitch or something. Always something new. So bummer. Music would help in this situation. There we go. That looks about right. So now if we press Z, it should all be the same color, and there should be no issue with it. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay. So now we can go to this thing, grab these 4 faces, and you know what? I'm just going to do this. Then I'm going to go Alt-H, Z, wireframe, grab these 4, and then you just have to move it. Turn off the absolute grid. Okay, maybe not. It just wants to be rough with me. I don't know why. What did I do to anger this program? It doesn't even want to snap to the connection or anything. It just wants to stay 1 pixel above the line. I don't know why. Okay. There. Okay. So now we can just grab these, move those down to the grid. And then let's grab the top of this. No, the top of, there we go. So let me see. That remains flat. And we have ourselves a decent table. Now, if you were wanting to add more faces to it, what we could do too is go to this and actually, no, let's just use a modifier. This right here is the modifier menu. It's a wrench. We can do that, and we can go to wireframe, solidify. We want to. We could smooth, but I don't want to right now. Where is it? Subdivision surface. Yeah, we could do that. That looks good. Looks kind of weird, but yeah, no, that looks simple. Okay. As you can see, it breaks up our mesh to look like this monstrosity. Be kind of cool for a real life table. It looks all glassy and stuff, but we don't want that. You know, I'm just going to remove this modifier, and instead I'm just going to do it manually. Go to mesh, oh, whoops, a mesh, and we should have, well, first we have to flip the normals out to the outside. Normal is where the face of the thing looks up or down. If it looks, certain game engines will not draw the back face of a face so it'll look invisible. So we want to make sure we draw the faces we want to see on the outside rather than the other side. So we just recalculate outside, and now all the faces are pointing up. And then add mesh. We're going to... Oh, it's already been 1 hour and 17 minutes. vertex. Where is it? Bisect, no. Separate, no. Show, hide. There's supposed to be one where it says to, like, subdivide, but I don't see it. Is it in face? Oh, okay, that's where it is. We got triangulate faces, tries to quads, solidify faces, wireframe, intersect, smooth shade, smooth flat. And we want to do is, okay, there we go, subdivide. As you can see, it just subdivides the faces. That looks pretty good. If we do that, we have more faces onto that object. We could then tell it to, oops, go to line, Alt, no. Oh my goodness, you really want to be a pain with me? I'm going to show you this really quick trick to make it look all smooth looking. What we're going to do is we got to take the edges of this thing and mark them as sharp. Well, technically we only have to mark certain edges. Yeah, that's like too many sharps. Okay, so do that. Clear sharp. So now the edge of it is sharp. Do the same thing for this. Clear sharp. Okay. Clear sharp. Clear sharp. Okay. That's sharp. Okay, so now we want to grab, please let me grab it. Okay, good, we grabbed it. Okay, so now I can just do this, mark sharp, but it didn't grab the end face. God, I hate this. Actually, you know what? Let's not subdivide it. Is it too late? I guess it's too late. We can't subdivide it. Well, this thing's ruined. The thing is, I don't even know how to redo it. This thing's a pain. I wish they'd fix it to actually make it usable. But no, they make it harder and harder to... They make it harder and harder to do things with. Oh well, I guess we're stuck with this. I'm yelling inside. That's why I wish there was a model editor that had these Blender functions, but they weren't trash like a Blender is. I mean, what the heck is... What is that? What is that? It doesn't even register any of this as a side. but it registers the middle section as a side for some forsaken reason. Okay, so to select multiple things, you have to press the control button at certain occasions. You can't do it all the time because it won't do it. I know, these rules are so backwards. This whole engine is backwards. Whoever builds in this thing is a champ. Or whoever can do this without, like, any issues is a champ. I press control. Why? There. Okay. Mark sharp. So now if we didn't do that and we add this modifier, the smoothing. Oh, thanks, dude. I'm glad you started to fall. Oh man, I gotta move that somewhere else. One second. Oh. Face stuff. Alerts. I'm going to move the alerts over here. That works, okay. Thanks, though. Working with Blender is a pain. I'm really good at doing this, but I like the older versions. The older versions actually had more control in certain places. If I could do more on it, and for some reason, everything changed. Or everything's slightly different and annoying, and in some annoying way. I don't know why. Mark sharp. There we go. There we go. No, control. Control. There we go. Okay, so now if we mark sharp, that should now... Oh, the top face. Yeah, you know what? Actually, we can delete that. Whoops. Okay, now it doesn't want to even... Oh my god. Pain in the rear. Delete. Face it. Well, that kind of works. That works out. So now we can just grab the edge and then just simply raise it up. Now I'm going to grab my hair and rip it out because this thing's a pain in the rear. Oh, okay, this is going to be a little more difficult. We got to, you know, wireframe, that, hide. No, hide, not delete. There we go. Okay, there we go. So now we got to make this whole thing into... Actually, let me see if I can do this. Okay. Now we can subdivide, right? Before that, I'm going to do the whole... Nope. Mark sharp. There we go. And now I want to triangulate faces. Okay, we're good then. And then press Alt-H, and now we have a table made up of about 700 tries. Yeah. This little thing is made up of 700 tries. Usually some video game engines have a limit. Just making some obnoxious slaughter map and thought I watched someone else fighting with intuitive UIs. Bemused? You get it. You are awesome. Thank you. You wonderful person. Whoever you are. But yeah, now that I missed this. Oh my. Ah. Oh, I missed one. I am going to rip out my hair. I guess this is the reason why I have white hairs in my head. And it's not even in the good places. Like the sides. It's in the wrong places. There we go. Okay, perfect. Mark. Sharp. Okay, now we have that. So let's smooth it. Please, for the love of God, work. Okay, you know, we're going to have to smooth it with the mesh smoother. Shade smooth. Okay. So now that's done. Huh, I thought it'd smooth it out or something. Is it this? Oh, okay, maybe it's in... Oh, God. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, no. Let's turn that thing off. Looks pretty good. You know, actually, we can work with this. Yeah, we can work with this. We just have to use hexagons. Or octagons, actually. Yeah, we can do this. Going to grab these 3 lines. Control 7. And we're going to go G. Right there. No, I didn't want to do that. There you go. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, I like that. Just have to do it to all of it. You know what? Let's do the scaling routine. There you go. What kind of slaughter maps do you make, by chance? Bemused, if you know. I'm just asking because I actually like some smaller maps in certain cases. There we go. Scale on the Z. Oops. Big gritty ones. I helped make Abandon, which got CAC Award of the Year. Way to go, dude. Way to go. I would love to be a part of that. Of course, my levels... I made one. We had a Doom tutorial for Turo's Tutorials a few things back. And it's not impressive, but it's decent. But still, you got a Cackle Award. That's awesome. Way to go. Okay, I just want to scale on the X. Good. Now scale on the Y. Good. And so now... Ooh, okay, no, we should see what's going on at the bottom. Okay. Scale on X. Scale on Y. That looks good. Yeah! I think that looks good. that's that's perfect. Okay, I love that. That looks good. That doesn't look good though. What the heck is wrong with that? You know, what if I just kept that one alone? That still looks kind of wonky. Why is that? I set that to be the edge and should have done it, but I don't know. Ugh. Well, at least we had a table here. Looks pretty good. It's pretty decent. This one here is about 700 and... You know what? Let's subdivide the faces. Triangulate faces. Fixed. Oh, there we go. Now triangles the face. And instead of beauty, let's just do fixed. $772. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just now they're separate little bite-sized chunks. Everyone has to be somewhere. A few years ago, someone in Twitch told me to download G. Things happened, and here we are. Awesome. Way to go, dude. Maybe I'll probably do another Jeezy Doom. I love using that engine. I tried on the Ultimate Doom Builder. It's just a little weird. So I just yeeted it. I like the original GZ Doom Builder. You know what? I'm going to leave that table as it is. Solid. There we go. So now if we go Alt-H, we can see that it fits properly with our furniture pack. There we go. Oh, the coffin. What the heck? It undid the coffin thing. Oh my goodness. I just can't win a break. I can't get a break from this thing. And now it won't even move upward. You paid the butt engine. Oh my goodness. No wonder nobody likes using you. Okay, it looks like it's grabbing the top face and the bottom face, so I don't want it to do that. Wireframe. I can't even preview it. It has to be according to the grid. Or that kind of looks cool, but we don't want that. Okay, that's better. That's what we want. Doom Builder's kind of feature creeps its way into being buggy mess. But I map for boom format, and so I don't use any fancy features. Ooh, the boom format. Still, good call. Yeah, Ultra Doom Builder just didn't work with me. I like the original Doom Builder. It's way better. Or no, GZ Doom Builder. My favorite thing about it is the sector mapping. That's cool stuff. It's essentially what like Duke Nukem does. It does a dummy sector off on the map somewhere, and then just you walk into it, and you can just like swim through it or something. Really cool idea, and I'm glad Doom has that feature in it. Kind of wish it did that in the 90s, though. That'd be cool. Okay, so we got the coffin fixed after whatever nightmare that was. I'm not happy with this table, though. That's just too many triangles. We didn't need that much. hide this really quick. Do I want to undo my progress? I don't know why it does that. It's like you go into it for... Let me see the options. Nope. Select block orientation. Yeah, it just doesn't let you after a certain while. It's not even look. It doesn't even look like it needs to be that high poly. This would be so much easier to build in the Quake engine. You know that? Yeah. You know what? Screw Blender. I'm gonna rename this really quick. 1 second, folks. I'm just gonna say Control Save. I'll work on this later. The Blender is being just a jerk, so I'm gonna go ahead and do Quake building. So let me see. There we go. And get rid of that part 1. Update info. Good. All right. So we're now going to be switching up a few things. I'm going to be instead working with this program, trenchbroom. Now I have a map here that's kind of messed up. If you guys have been on my Discord, you'll see that you can download certain maps I've designed. You know what? Let's take a peek at my Discord really quick. 1 second, folks. Just gotta embiggen it. Give it some time. There it goes. Okay, there we go. Visit the Discord. How do we hide things? You know, I just drag it over here. No. There you go. Okay. This here is my Discord. If any of the files you guys see tonight, you want in particular, I have them all listed right here on my Discord. Let me see. Here's some of the Quake maps I've made. Really wonderful arena-style deathmatch maps. This one here is called, what was it? The Complex. There's a video right here of it. Then there's the next one, which is the hangar. Yeah, no. Yeah, the hangar. Hangar C14. Yeah, there it was. And then this one here is the first one I ever developed. First map I've ever used. Or made in Quake. And I didn't even make it in Quake. I just drew a bunch of squares on a piece of grid paper and then superimposed it into the Quake engine. And boom, it created this. Really classic. Outside a box. And then this is one of my Doom levels. I haven't posted it anywhere because I'm kind of shy. But yeah, it's pretty decent. 40 enemies. It has, it's rather small. You know, I should have put a picture of the map, actually. Cave base. Really decent. But, you know, besides that, I'm going to go ahead and just get into our thing for tonight. Trenchbroom level editing. I'm going to open my faculty level. Faculty is a map I haven't released yet. It's one of my biggest successes in at the original Gamers Club back then. It was a huge thing back then. Loved it, but you know, that's then. All right, so this is so much easier. Oh my goodness. In this program, you can move around with ASDW, look around with the right button, and with the left button you can select things. The way the Quake engine works is that it takes a square or a cube and then just, you know, places it anywhere in the room. You can even draw certain places by pressing this and then just dragging it out. That's it. To grab a face, we just simply do this, shift, and move upward. If all engines were like this, oh my god, things would be so much easier. So I don't need this here. To unselect things, once you select it, you can't really unselect it. So to undo it, press Control and then just click it again. It'll stop you from doing that. You can also use the mouse button or mouse wheel to go like this, left and right, or zoom in and zoom out. That's so cool. I love it. Okay, so there's some texture things I wanted to fix in this map. For one, that looks horrendous. This whole brush right here. Yeah, that's what it's called, a brush. This whole brush looks like trash. Yeah, actually, you know what? I could delete this whole thing. It looks good. I'm going to drag a cube this way. And I'm going to press the shift button, and you'll see that we have like a yellow face on it. You can just drag it outward like this, and then drag this face upward. Ooh, too far, too far. Oh my, it actually took that chunk out of it too. Oh dear. Okay, so I just gotta do this. That looks good. And it's so precise too, like, oh my goodness. If you ever want to do like Quake mapping, I'd recommend using trenchbroom. It's it's the best program. It even now has Valve maps support, so you can make a Half-Life map perfectly in this thing. This thing is definitely going to replace Hammer, in my belief. I hope so too, because Hammer is kind of it doesn't work. It's so archaic. It feels old. I think I had a more pleasant time going through, like, what is it, my appendix removal. There we go. That looks perfect. Ugh, that one's terrible too. You know, I'm going to fix that one really quick. Yeah, we could just yeet that one out of there. Why is it so big? It doesn't need to be that big. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. And then, you know what, actually, yeah, there we go. I'm going to lower that down here. Raise that above to here. And now, grab that face and move it on up. There we go. Okay, I just need to raise it up a little bit more. There we go. That looks a little better. Okay, this doesn't look good. Yeah, that doesn't look... Yeah, we can just delete that. That kind of works, actually. I like that. Move this over here. We can also use the arrow keys to move things up, down, left, and right, too. Oh, another cool thing about this engine, or trench broom, you can edit dusk levels in this. Or, like, this is a pseudo map editor for dusk. What you can do is pretty much build a Quake level, use Quake standard assets, throw it into the SDK of Dusk, and then build yourself your own like Dusk levels that work in engine. It's freaking amazing. I love it. That game is so cool. Oh, whoops. I want to do this. There we go. Better. And this one, we can just go to the faces, used, and want to turn it to that gray brick. All of it, that'd be the gray brick. Perfect. This one also could be the gray brick. That looks good. Hurts to watch. Everything looks so simple, easy, and logical compared to Doom mapping. Anyway, gotta run. Kids waking up. Take care. Thanks, you dude, and good luck with your kids. Kids are awesome. Hopefully I can have some soon. But anyway, yeah, take care. I'm glad it was enjoyment. And also, check out Dump Truck DS's Discord. He does a ton of Quake mapping, and if you need any tutorials for it, I'd recommend him to check him out. He's really awesome. I've learned everything from him. Take care. Okay. You know what? Just make that the brick. No. Let's make it that brick. And raise it up a little bit. Okay, we can actually take this face and push it in. Yeah, it looks better. Because then it looks like a sign. Or it's like a sign block. You know, actually, we could take this whole thing right here. What? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Okay, we gotta raise this. Yeah, that's good. And then raise this. Yeah, it looks good. Actually, you know what? We can make it better. Grab this. Actually, that looks a lot better now. I like that. You know what? I'm gonna grab a line. No, wait, no, it's a cut tool. Where's the line tool? Line tool. Face. There we go. And now, oh wait. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, perfect. But is there a leak? Oh, wait. Sky. I think not. No leaks in my place. You know, I can raise this up a little bit. Control. Oh, wait, no, that's duplicating. I keep forgetting. This isn't anything else. I want to do... Okay, yeah, delete that. Not shift either. Wait, what? Why is there a brush on top of things? Okay. What is this goofy... Okay. Ah, my level's so broken sometimes. What is that? Okay, it doesn't even need to be that thick. There's nothing back there. What are those? What are those? They're necessary too. What the heck? They don't even need to be here. I'm gonna X-nay you. I'll X-nay you too. And you. Trash. God, whoever... I don't know why my level messed up like that. You know what? I think it might be because when I first designed this level, I made it accurate to what I wanted it. But then I converted it into a thing, lost the old file, and I had to re-download or recompile it back into a map file. I think that conversion kind of messed it up. So yeah, word of caution to those who want to make map files, or BSP files. If you convert it once, it's going to get messed up when it goes back. So just watch out. Okay. Actually, you know what? I can turn that into sky. Yeah, see, when I first designed this level, it was supposed to be symmetrical. I could cut down the middle and connect it. You could see a bit of that trace there. You know what? Actually, let me see if I can do that still. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's, it's still there. Man, that's amazing. Oh, nope. Okay, so control, grab. Okay. You know what? No, I'll just stick with what I know. I'll fix that side of the level later. You don't want it too symmetrical to where everything's kind of weird looking, but you want some decent balance. Okay, that's better. That's good. Okay, you know what? I can make this texture to look more like a rain gutter. Move it back a little bit. That looks pretty interesting. You know what? I'm just going to put that back. I'll pull this out instead. Okay, it does not need to be that big. What's with this? What's the damage, man? That block, or this block. I don't need any of these blocks. I could just use this. I can't believe I had to edit my map so much. I didn't even have to back then. It was perfectly fine the way it was. I don't know what this thing did to mess with it. I can use... that looks decent. It's ludicrous. I don't know why it did that. I don't even know why it did that. Delete. I don't need that piece. I don't know why I cut that thing. Oh, okay, I see why I did that. Control Z. Control Z. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. If anything, I'll just push this downward. Push this face downward. That looks good. That's decent. I don't need it that tall, that's for sure. I mean, it's only a wall. Why is it so tall? There you go. There you go. And that looks good. That looks really good. So that means this thing is superfluous, right? Okay, why are you like that?